Welcome back, everyone. I'm Zell, and I've just returned from Blade Show, and get ready for the most disorganized video we have done in a long time. But I've got all these knives on the table, and I wanted you guys to get a look at some of the new stuff from various companies. We, of course, have got a bunch of new stuff from but we've got some new stuff from other ventures as well. So let's just jump right into it. And I want to start with this blue one right here. This is the Yusha from Wii. Now, a lot of people are like, what in the world does Yusha mean? Well, that is how you say harpoon in Chinese. And yeah, I know you Chinese speakers out there, I may be enunciating it a bit wrong, but that is where it came from, Yusha. And guys, this is the 617. If you guys remember this knife, this is one of my favorite Wii knives. It's actually the first Wii knife I ever received, and this is an updated version. We've got a compound grind, and it's executed extremely well, just like Wii always does with the compound grinds. And we got a bit of a forward finger choil in it, and then we've got the carbon fiber over, you can call it liners, but I'm going to call it over frame. And wow, this thing is just, well, it was the only knife I had on my list to bring home for myself from Blade Show. We'll just put it that way. And it is a beauty. We'll get it, lay it back down here and move on along. And this is not all Blade Show stuff, because our U.S. rep for Tuya Knives, Dave Warren, sent over an SNS. This is a Sunday night special is what he's calling it. And it is a small knife that they've got over on their website right now. And I'll try to remember to put a link to Tuya's U.S. distributor's website, because these things are super cool. They're also a knife that's making me believe a little bit more in the recurve, because they've got a real recurve in here without being ridiculous. I mean, it's really a recurve, but it's not that ridiculous recurve, and it's not that non-committal recurve. So, but you know, look at the size of this guy. We'll get a delic out here real quick, lay it up here, and I'll hold this one down there close to it. Really small, but not in that super micro knife category. Very nice from Tuya, and of course S35VN, you know, all the good stuff. So really cool from Tuya Knives. Appreciate Dave sending that over, and we'll get that out in the pass around groups for everybody here really soon, because, well, it's just cool. Anyhow, we'll lay that one back down, and where to go, guys? Okay, well, the two big knives for Wii this year for Blade Show, as far as ready for production knives, were the Wasabi. And there are some of you out there just looking at that Wharncliffe going, oh my God, and just drooling over it. And it is a beautiful Wharncliffe blade. And this, I look at this way. For those that like Brian Speck knives, you know, from over at Slicey Dicey, he likes the super plain, super subtle knives. Well, this is Brian Speck Extreme. In fact, I have one of these myself, and I'm just going to tell you right now, if I decide to carry that guy, well, I'm going to have to get the anodizer out, because this is way too Brian Speck for me. But for those of you that love it, this is a Wii knife. I mean, whew, action is there, fit and finish is all there, and it is just well done for those people that are in the market for this guy. The other big one that we had was the Goody Van Poppel collaboration. Now this is, if I remember correctly, like a 7-ounce bruiser of a knife. This is a big old beast, but it's got that Wii action. And I mean, look at that. So for you guys that like the bigger knives, old Goody's got you covered. And pretty cool. Really not a knife for me. Too big, too heavy. But for those of you looking for that kind of thing, Goody has got a great one here. And moving on along, don't want to spend a whole lot of time on anything. Okay, let's go ahead and clear the WE knives out, then we'll get to the other brands. That way I can just move them off the table. This is the Chimera. And I was worried about this knife whenever I saw the first pictures of it several months ago, because I thought we were going to be, you know, kind of, oh, I don't know, this design here, I thought it was going to make the knife look somewhat cheesy or maybe a little cheap. But once I got the knife in my hand, and this is kind of a plain representation, they had a bronze one at Blade Show, and it was just a beautiful knife. Big old Bowie blade, great ergonomics as always, and, you know, it's so good that I'm starting to almost kind of like this stuff. But anyhow, that's the Chimera from WE Knife Company. And just, what do we got here? I finally got a hold of the Karambit from WE, which it's not a knife I'll ever use, but my wife might. She likes all those things, the defensive stuff, defensive knives, and she likes to learn how to use this stuff, so she might use it. And we have... And now I don't remember the number on this one. I just know from the 600 series, and this one's still got packing oil on it. From the 600 series, this was one of the cool knives that I just really loved. And I was able to pick one up at Blade Show, which was pretty freaking cool. Now, what do we have for... There's at least one more new WE knife. Yep, the Caliber. And this is a prototype, and I don't remember who this was a collaboration with. I apologize. Like I said, I don't have all the information on all these guys right now. I just wanted you to be able to get a look at them right away, right after Blade Show. But the name of the knife is the Caliber, and I know that it is coming very, very soon, like within the next few days from WE. Same thing with the Chimera. It should be in the next few days. Okay, does that cover the WE knives? I really think that... it probably doesn't, but it's the ones that I got out here on the table, so we'll... oh, it didn't. This one does not have a name yet, and it is just a big old reverse clip or reverse clip point, or what do they call that thing? I can't think of it right now, but yeah, I'm losing it, guys. Too much time at Blade Show, too much went on. We'll talk a little more about that in the Apex news, but yeah, I've completely lost it. But man, we got a big old long blade there. This one also is a prototype, and tucks down in there nice and tight. Now this is a tip up right hand only model, but wow, for those of you that like that shape of blade, this one is gonna be good. And yep, there you go. See those little fuller right there? It's not a, well, I guess it is. A little bit of break-in. It'll be a slide it open with that. For now, it's a pinch, and you can get it open nice and quietly. Very nice. Interesting blade shape and interesting design down the handles on this one. All right, I think that, I'll try again. I think we covered the WE branded knives. So, let's move along. I did pick up the Ace Biblio from Jasper Vonne's design, and I got the micarta one because I really don't have many micarta knives, and I wanted to see how the micarta worked out. And we'll be doing a review on this little guy soon. I can tell you already the review is going to be pretty darn positive. Action's good. Now the action was a little rough whenever I first picked it up, but it has smoothed out a bunch in a very, very short time. So, I may have had a little bit of stuff down in it, but it is good to go now. And you guys know how I feel about wire pocket clips. That's a beautiful thing, and it's tip up left or right hand setup. Gotta love that. And what else do we have here? We have this guy from Reich Knives. This is one of only 2 currently in existence, according to the guys at Reich. It is a prototype of the M2. And this one, the biggest thing here were the ergonomics. they just did a great job with the ergonomics. My brother Seth picked up the one that's got all the holes in the blade. I didn't care for all the holes in the blade because I want something that's a little more useful. And, you know, Reich does a great job. It is just a super, super smooth knife. And, wow. Quite the looker, too. Oh, what else? What else? Oh, picked this up from Mr. Liang Ma. It's the XV. And I've carried this one a little bit since I got it. I got this one the first day of Blade Show. And, I mean, it's a Liang Ma. And yes, I'll be putting it to use, just like I put the Endeavor to use. And you guys will see that on Instagram. Liang can, well, actually, Liang won't fuss at me. But you guys can fuss at me for getting it all scratched up and looking bad because, you know, Liang's designs are made to use, and that's what I'm going to do with it. Anyhow, moving on along, what else do we have down here? All right, we got 2 more knives, I think. Yep, 2 more knives, and then we got 1 accessory. This is a new design from Riot. If you guys can tell me who that maker is, David told me, or Shara told me, and I have forgotten, and I've got to do the research to remember again, or email Shara or something. But it is a prototype. It is not finished. The flipper tab hadn't had its final shaping and jimping yet, but David was good enough to let me go ahead and get it, and I'll take it down to Texas this weekend. We'll fix that. And I mean, this is a beautiful knife with that beautiful Riate action. I mean, holy goodness, look at that. Just freaking beautiful, and that big old Warncliffe. Whoo, love it. Last knife is one that I have wanted for a long, long time. Now, I wouldn't call it a grail knife because I've had opportunities to buy it before and I've passed on them. But it's one I've just wanted for a long time, and I finally found the configuration I wanted at a reasonable price. And I'm just very happy to have a Microtech sigil in the collection. Even though, you know, I don't like Microtech screws and some other things. The sigil design just speaks to me. And that's why I went ahead and got it. And I wanted the MK6 size, so that's what I ended up getting. Or finding. I felt lucky. In fact, my brother Seth is the one that actually found it for me. So, thank you to him. Turned out really, really nice. And I am enjoying that one. Now, we have one thing. Now, this is not in production yet, guys. I talked to Joe about it, the owner of Wee Knives, and Joe says he has a little bit more before he's ready to put this out for production. But check this out. We got a thing, looks like an owl, right? All right, so you go down here and you pull there by his feet. That comes loose. These 2 things swivel out. You have an emergency whistle here that I am not going to blow because it is just like all of the other Wee whistles, 120 decibels. And over here, you have a ferro rod. And, okay, so what do you do with the ferro rod, right? It's all titanium. Well, nope. Joe thought about that. This piece up here is stainless. So you can strike your ferro rod on it. I'm not going to right now because I've got a whole bunch of stuff on the desk and I want to start a little fire. But the top of the owl here is serrated there, and that ferro rod will strike off of it. Very, very cool. All titanium except for those 2 pieces to strike your ferro rod with. So, you know, as always, we coming up with cool stuff. And I have more to show you, but Stazza has a portion of it down with him in Louisiana. Oh, we didn't do one thing, and it's probably the biggest piece of news in the whole deal. And I am completely... Okay, we'll just do it. You see this right here. Get a look at that pivot. Get a good look. You're going to want to know that little design, and it's getting really hard. We'll pick the other one up. See if we can do it with it. There we go. See that design? You're going to want to know that design. Because this is a new brand, Civivi. CIVVI or CIVIVI. I'll have to work that out for you. So what is it? Where'd it come from? Those sorts of things. Well, I can tell you exactly what it is. It is a brand by we. And whenever I say by we, this is not some farmed out brand that's made by somebody else in some other part of the country or some other place and then is going to be marketed and sold by we. No. This is made by we in the same place that they're making these. And same people. All we have done here is we've went down to stainless liners, steel ball bearings, and I haven't taken one apart yet, so I don't know if they're ceramic. I assume they are because it wouldn't make sense for them to buy separate lots of bearings. But stainless hardware, and I do believe the hardware is still good. We'll get a T8 out here real quick. There you go. That's a T8. I have to do that because you guys get fussy with me. But here we go. There's our Weehaw. And those are stainless screws, and look at that. Let's check the pivot. Checking the pivot. Well, what was that? Oh, that was me loosening the pivot. That was bad. Anyhow, nice and tight. It is just a freaking beautiful thing. And here we go with this one. This is another one of the Civivi designs. And just beautiful, beautiful designs. And back to what the deal is. G10. Stainless steel for your liners. Stainless steel for your pocket clips. It appears that we're going to get fairly consistent pocket clips on these. Basically, most of the knives are going to have the same pocket clip in them. And then tip up left and right hand on, oh, not on this one, but tip up left and right hand on this one. Going to have nice lanyard holes and just, you know, a great design. Now, the steel in them is the Chinese equivalent of 440C. So you're getting, it's a 9CR18 something. I'll have to look it up. Like I said, I didn't prepare for this video at all. So, but there you go. Civivi. It's going to be a great deal, guys. I mean, I didn't say the price. I keep saying it's going to be great, and I didn't say the price. These knives are going to be coming across at Blade HQ, Knife Center, etc., at less than $65. And I don't have a specific map price point yet, but I do know less than $65. So, wow. That is just WE quality as far as construction and build. And we did go down a ways in the materials, but wow. It is just, it's going to be something special, I think, for the people that like to purchase in that $40 to $60 range. I think it's really going to be beautiful. Anyhow, guys, that was essentially the Blade Show haul. I'm very, very happy to have a sigil in my collection now. Not that I'm really a collector, but I've got a bunch of knives, so I guess that kind of makes me a collector. I really thank David Ding for allowing me to buy this prototype. And somebody please let me know who the designer is, because I can't remember, and that's awful. And they made just an absolutely beautiful knife. And some of what's coming up from WE, because, well, you know, I'm always in good with WE. We got this coming up. We've got the Owl, hopefully on the way, and the Civivi line. Exciting times, guys. They're going to try to drain our wallets by Christmas. Anyhow, the one other thing, I do not have the Roxy here. I'll be doing a video on the Roxy with Seth. That's my brother. We designed that guy together as Todd Knife and Tool. And we'll be doing a video on it very soon. I hope to get down to Houston this weekend so that we can do that video and get you guys some more information on the Roxy and get the prototype in the video. and there's more Todd Knife and Tool knives coming. My brother and I have a 4-inch version of the Roxy coming with and we have some more designs that got picked up that we will be talking about as the future rolls along. I really don't want to talk about everything just yet, but let's just say Blade Show was very, very good to us, and hopefully you're ready to see these designs, and it's going to be really good to you too. And you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time.